What do you say we hike beautiful Mount Nebo in Arkansas? Welcome to Mount Nebo State Park, Arkansas's second state park. The first, of course, was Petit Jean State Park. Mount Nebo has been a tourist attraction since the late 1800s. Many of the cabins and a lot of the ruins you'll see along the way were built by the Civilian Conservation Corps during the Depression. As you look out from Mount Nebo, you'll get incredible views of the Arkansas River Valley. The French originally called it simply Magazine, not to be confused with Mount Magazine, and it was a prominent landmark for navigation along the Arkansas River. It was renamed Nebo sometime after the Civil War. Local folklore say it was named Mount Nebo after the biblical Mount Nebo. As we set out to hike, we decided to do the Rim Trail. Now, if you start out to the right, heading to Sunrise Point like these folks, you'll encounter some really difficult trail conditions for the first third of the trail. So, being a bit older, we decided to go left and take the 1.5-mile hike to the Waterfall. After all, that's what we really wanted to see. And as you'll find out in just a few minutes, the waterfall was well worth it. So hang on to the end of the video. Now, one of the things that really struck us about this trail was the number of privately owned homes. Some of these homes are owned by folks who were descendants of the families who lived on Mount Nebo in the late 1800s. In fact, Mount Nebo used to be a community with its own post office, and its residents were called Nebolidians. We continued on to our first stop, and that was the beautiful Sunset Point. The views here are absolutely breathtaking. I wish we could have stayed for the sunset. I can only imagine how beautiful it must be. If you've experienced that, comment below and tell us what you thought. As we moved on from Sunset Point, you can literally see why they call it the Rim Trail. It's literally on the rim of the mountaintop. We continued down the trail and the views became absolutely spectacular. There's just no other word for it. A little further down the trail, you encounter an old stone bridge that was built in the 1930s by the CCC, or the Civilian Conservation Corps, which was a Depression-era program. As you cross the bridge, you can get a great shot underneath the arch of a small cascade of water, which is runoff from one of the many natural springs on Mount Nebo. As you continue along the rim, you encounter some more cabins that are available for rental, and you get some more amazing panoramic views. A little further along to the left, you'll encounter the foundation of the Old CCC Lodge. However, Mount Nebo's CCC crew was disbanded before they could actually build the lodge, so all that remains is the foundation. Close to the old lodge, you'll find Lover's Leap. For some reason, my wife wanted to get a picture of me standing on the ledge, and she kept telling me to step back to get better framing for the picture. I'm not sure I bought what she was saying. Next, you come to the path down to the waterfall. It hadn't been raining in a while, and so the waterfall wasn't full flow, but it was still nice. Now, the hike down in here to this little waterfall and the bigger one a little further on is a pretty strenuous hike, so make sure you have some hiking poles and some good supportive hiking boots. While the hike to the bottom to see the waterfall may be challenging, the hike back out is even more strenuous, so use good judgment. But isn't this beautiful? I can only imagine what it would be like if it were really flowing. Again, comment below if you've seen it in full flow. And if you want to, and you don't mind getting a little bit wet, you can crawl in behind the waterfall. It was a beautiful day of hiking. We love Mount Nebo. But now it was time for a quiet dinner. Just me and my beautiful wife.